Is it still lucrative to teach English in Japan? So in this video, we're going to talk about something very serious. I know the last few videos have been fun and games, but today we're getting real. We're talking money. And if you stick around until the end, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can actually make a lot of money teaching English in Japan. So let's talk about whether teaching English in Japan is still lucrative. So let's start by asking, what is lucrative? By definition, it means producing or characterized by the production of profits or financial gain. Let's say that again, shall we? Producing or characterized by the production of profits or financial gain. So basically, if you come to Japan to teach English, are you going to make a lot of money? Let's find out. We're going to do this in 3 parts. Part 1, what is the traditional dream? Part 2, how much money will I actually make? Part 3, is it still lucrative? But before we get to all that, all right, let's get into it. What is the traditional dream? For years, being an English teacher in Japan was seen as the golden ticket. You get free flights over to Japan, decent pay, adventure, and instant sensei status. To explain this phenomenon, we first need to go back in time. Think about it. It's up until the late 90s, early 2000s. Most people knew very little about what was going on in Asia. All that changed when Hollywood movies came out like The Hangover in 2009. Lost had a huge Asian influence. People became curious and started traveling to Asia more and more. This led to a curiosity about Asian culture, customs, and traditions. Japan in particular became quite popular because of its unique ways and its technology. And in the midst of all this, English teachers were needed to take advantage of the boom. Back then, the demand for English teachers was so high, there weren't enough Japanese people available to fill those positions. So that led to many teachers coming from North America and Europe, who would otherwise not have come to Japan. Then social media blew up, and everything went crazy. Nowadays, people are way more informed, and it's not as appealing or profitable. But don't worry, I'm going to give you some ideas at the end on how you can make a lot of money. So let's move on to part 2. How much money will I actually make? While the days of teachers living the high life in Roppongi might be over, it's still possible to earn a comfortable living as an English teacher in Japan. Salaries vary depending on where you work. You can work for the government as an assistant language teacher. Those positions are paid between 200,000 yen to 250,000 yen per month. Or you can teach at a private Eikaiwa, which is a type of English conversation school. Positions at these private schools usually pay between 230,000 to 280,000 yen per month. Both of these positions require you to have a bachelor's degree, but they generally do not require any prior teaching experience. Now, here's where things get a little interesting. If you teach at an international school or a university, you can make a lot more money. It's between 300,000 yen to 500,000 yen plus per month. But it's much harder to get hired at one of those places. And finally, you can also teach online or work as a dispatcher, which allows you to work at multiple different schools. These types of jobs usually pay between 200 yen to 800 yen per hour. Before we move on, let's quickly add in how much rent is in Japan. In Tokyo, rent for a 1-bedroom apartment ranges between 80 yen to 130,000 yen per month. It doesn't matter if you're single or if you have a partner. That price range stays pretty consistent. So now let's see how much money you'll actually have left after paying rent. If you work for the government, you'll have between 100,000 to 150,000 yen left each month. If you work at a private academy, you'll have between 100,000 to 130,000 yen left each month. And if you teach at a university, you'll have between 170,000 to 2,000 yen left over each month. And hey, remember this, most workplaces in Japan require you to pay transportation costs out of pocket. So please keep that in mind. Also, you'll need to pay health insurance and pension fees, which is about 20% of your income. So yeah, not really that lucrative. Okay, moving on to part 3. Is it still lucrative? The short answer is no. The long answer is no, not really, unless you land a high-paying role at a university or an international school. However, if you're okay with a modest standard of living and are okay with the idea of saving a couple thousand yen each month, then yes, it's still possible. Some teachers even say they save 10,000 yen to 30,000 yen per month, which is about $70 to $210. If you're planning on working in Tokyo, don't expect to live a luxurious lifestyle. You can get by. And there are some teachers who manage to save a good amount of money. But to be honest, if you're trying to decide whether or not to come to Japan to teach English based on money alone, you probably shouldn't. Alright, so let's wrap this up. What should you take away from this video? First, we talked about the traditional dream of teaching English in Japan. And that's that. You could come here, teach English, and you'd save a ton of money. That's simply not the case anymore. Second, we talked about how much money you can make teaching English in Japan. On average, you can expect to make between 200 yen to 280,000 yen per month. After expenses, you'll likely have about 130,000 yen left over, so not exactly what you could call lucrative. Third, we asked the question, is it still lucrative? Our answer was no, not really. You can still have a great experience and enjoy Japan while teaching English. Okay, I've got a question for you. Would you teach English in Japan in 2025? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments below. Alright, so the bonus part of this video is the fact that I promised to give you guys some ideas on how you can actually make a lot of money teaching English in Japan. So here are 5 quick tips. Number 1, learn Japanese. I know you've heard this a million times before, but it's true. Speaking Japanese will open so many doors for you in terms of education, administration, translation, and it just overall helps you integrate with the culture. No. 2, get certified. Get your CELTA, TEFL, or a teaching license. Having a certificate shows that you're serious about teaching. It gives you an edge over the competition. No. 3, apply for a better role. If you want to make a lot of money teaching English in Japan, aim for a job at a university, an international school, or a bilingual school. Sure, these positions are harder to get, but the pay is much higher. No, for teach private lessons. In addition to teaching at a school, you can also teach private lessons. This allows you to have smaller classes, which means you can make a personal connection with your students, and you can charge more for it. Number 5, work online. If you're really serious about making money, you can start your own channel and share your experiences living in Japan. You can also share your knowledge by giving online lectures or creating courses and selling them to others. And voila, you're making passive income. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment down below telling us whether you think teaching English in Japan is still lucrative. And if you're interested in other content like this, subscribe. And hey, if you're ever in Japan and you want to meet up with us, check the pinned comment below for our social media. Until next time, mata ni.